Hey there. Today in this session I'm going to talk about constructors in Java. Basically, when we talk about constructor, it is a special method being used in creation of the object, and helps in initializing the data members of a class. It is a block of code like a method. It looks like a method, but as I said, it is a special method that initializes the state of an object during the time of object creation. The constructor is initialized implicitly. At the time of creating an object, you don't need to call it or invoke it by your own. Whenever you do not have any constructor or a special method inside a particular class. As I said, each and every class is being inherited from the object class in Java, so object class constructor works to initialize the default values to the data members. Another iterations is the constructor's name should be same as that of the class name and it does not have any return type. Let's say if your class name is student, the constructor name itself needs to be student, and as I said, it does not have any return type. Constructor should not have any return type. It is helping us to initialize the data members of a class cannot be declared as final and synchronized, can invoke another constructor of the same class. That concept is known as constructor chain, and access specifier of the constructor can be private, default protected, and public. As private helps in restricting by creating the instance of the class, that's why we keep it private. By default you can make it protected, and public is for the accessibility. As I said, constructor is a special method, so you can compare the constructor with methods. Constructors must not have a return type, but methods should have return type always. The name of the constructor must be same as that of the class name, but method name must not be same. You can give it any meaningful name to the method. Constructor is used to initialize the data members of the class, but method expose the behavior like calculation, accept details, and display details. Constructor is invoked implicitly. You do not need to take initiative to call the constructor, but methods always needs to be called as per the requirement, either from the main method or from another method. Choice is yours. How does a constructor work? Basically, as I told you in my previous session, when we say student object creation equals to new student, at the time of saying new, the memory gets allocated to the data members of a class, and at the same time the constructor is invoked. As I said, you do not need to take the initiative to call the constructor by your own. Stay tuned to learn more about constructors in Java. See you in the next session.